Welcome back. We are on week 2 of our New Year Healthy Habits series, and today we're going to be talking about the first pillar of lifestyle medicine. Our goal of today is to create some SMART goals. These are just going to be some examples that you can use going forward throughout the next 4 weeks, or you can completely ignore them and focus on a different pillar, but I just want to give some ideas and some directions. Before we get started, I want to take a look at this study. It is titled Role of Diet and Nutritional Management in Non-Alcoholic Fatty Liver Disease. And I just wanted to put this in here because non-alcoholic fatty liver disease has become super prevalent in the hospital, and I see it nearly every day. It's essentially when there is increased adiposity in the body, so basically increased fat cells in the body, and these fat cells actually find themselves in the liver. So they are interspersed between your normal liver cells, and they cause significant liver injury, comparable to alcoholic fatty liver disease. So that's why this is specified as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, because we usually think of the worst thing we can do to our liver is drink excessive alcohol. However, this disease can be seen in people who have never had a sip of alcohol in their entire lives. And so that's why I want to just bring some attention to it. But I want to bring to attention the dietary factors and the dietary risk factors, as well as protective factors for this disease process. So if you look at this table, this is one of the tables within the paper that was published in 2013. In the left column are risk factors, and these risk factors are predominantly high fat intake, saturated fat intake, cholesterol intake, carbohydrate intake, specifically simple carbohydrates like simple sugars and processed foods, fructose and sucrose, which we see a lot in soft drinks and candies, as well as decreased fruit intake. So these are specific risk factors for this disease. Protective factors are actually coffee drinking and green tea drinking, which have been shown to have antioxidants as well as vitamin and minerals. Omega-3 fatty acids, which include fish oil, walnut, salmon, and shellfish. Low GI foods. So GI stands for glycemic index. And essentially what a low glycemic index food is it's something that you eat that is not going to turn into sugar right away, the second it hits your tongue or the second it hits your stomach. So high glycemic index would include processed foods, sugar, sweets, and candies, but low glycemic index foods are going to include oats, soys, oil, seeds, as well as whole grains. So something that's not going to spike your blood sugar right away. Soy protein and whey also finds itself on your protective factor. So one of the huge parts of lifestyle medicine pillar number 1, whole food plant-based diet, are these plant-based proteins, which a lot of time comes in the form of soy. So soy is a protective factor for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So I just wanted to give you an idea here and maybe convince you a little bit more that this whole food plant-based diet could be beneficial in your life just by this one disease process and paper. So let's go ahead and transition now to our SMART goals. I've developed 2 different SMART goals here. You can adopt them to your own practice if you would like, or again, like I said, you can completely ignore them and focus on a different pillar. I don't mind. I just want to give you some ideas. So example 1, specific. Consume at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables daily. So this is the recommendation that we've seen on the food pyramid, we've seen in so many different places, but it's actually hard to adopt into our lives. Most people are not even consuming 2 servings of fruits and vegetables daily. So this could be a really great goal if you want to increase your fruit and vegetable intake. Measurable, we can track our servings using a food diary. We can write it down on a piece of paper, leave it on the fridge. And it's as simple as counting 1 through 5 with the goal of 5 servings daily. Achievable, we can incorporate 1 serving at each meal and 2 servings of fruits or vegetables as snacks throughout the day. So I think by breaking it down into this kind of achievable grouping, it's a lot more manageable. Relevant, improving or increasing our fruit and vegetable intake can improve our cardiovascular health. As we talked about week 1, Diet is a huge cardiovascular modifiable risk factor. And we also saw in the last slide that it can impact our risk for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease as well. So that's why this goal is relevant. And then time-bound. Let's give this a try for 1 week. We'll reevaluate at the end of 1 week. Maybe at 1 week we say, hey, 5 servings is too much. I need to put my goal down to 4 and hope I can hit 4 every single day. That's totally fine. If by the end of 1 week we say, hey, I got 5, 5 is looking good, let's bump it to 7. We can give that a try as well. Our second example of a SMART goal is specific. Replacing 3 animal-based meals weekly with plant-based alternatives. So if you don't already eat plant-based, it's kind of hard to transition to a full plant-based diet from an animal-based diet. So let's just try with 3 meals. Measurable, we can track our plant-based meal frequency, again using a food diary. Achievable, we can use recipes and meal planning resources. I love just Googling things. We can try tofu, edamame, lentils. If you go to Google and type in tofu-based meal, 1.5 million different recipes pop up. So we have a bunch of different resources, and I think that can make this goal relatively achievable. Relevant, consuming plant-based protein lowers our LDL cholesterol and improves our heart health. So LDL is our bad cholesterol in our body, and improves our heart health. So I think that's definitely relevant to our own health and wellness. And then time-bound. Maybe we can try this one for a little bit longer. Give it a go for 6 weeks. But again, all of these things are, you can change them. This is just an example. So that's what I have for today for our whole food plant-based diet SMART goals. Tomorrow we'll take a look at our physical activity goals. And again, I'll start with giving a little blurb of information or maybe looking at an article, and then we'll jump into those goals. All right, awesome. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.